Catherine Haywood doing the plea.
Thank you, Joe. I was in the middle of a document, it took me a second to get there. Appreciate it.
Let's see who we got. So we detention center. Attorney Christy Tyler. Let's get her in here. Let's get the detention center. Her name's even on here. You're muted.
You think I would know by now. Thank you, Judge. Good morning.
Are you? Oh, I got Claire instead of Claudia. You're here early. We're gonna do a plea real fast, but you can stay on if you want to.
No worries.
I was trying to click on Claudia. All right. Is this Jose? Is it Flores? Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you would raise your right hand and be sworn. You swear or affirm testimony about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, stuff you got.
Yes, sir.
Is your true name Jose Anthony Palomares?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand in this case you're charged with forgery?
Yes, sir.
And have you had enough time to go over the case with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand we're doing this plea electronically and your attorney is online with us right now?
Yes, sir.
Are you okay doing the plea that way?
Yes, sir.
All right. To the charge of forgery of a financial instrument, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Accept your plea guilty, find you guilty, sentence you to 60 days in jail. You'll get credit for 100 days. You'll be time served as of right now, okay?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions about anything?
No, sir.
All right. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.
Thank you, Judge.
Now I can get everybody else. Tony, Alex. We have 2 mental health. All right. Let's see what else we have. And which one's your client, Alex?
Aaron Wu. Claire, do you have a copy of the action plan? No?
No, I just have the mental health assessment.
They don't get copies of the action plan. See, Tony's nodding. I mean, I got something right.
The action plan is attorney-client privilege.
Then you can't have one.
Thanks for asking her anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just trying to, I'm trying to help her feel included.
Okay. This is 296-2164-2021, State of Texas versus Aaron Wu. And I do have a copy of the mental health assessment. I am going to consider that for the purpose of this hearing. Did you want to call your client?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Ms. Wu, if you would raise your right hand and be sworn. You swear or affirm testimony about to give me the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
You can go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Wu, have you been diagnosed with a mental illness before in the past?
Yes, sir, I have.
Are you currently receiving treatment for that in the jail?
No, sir.
Are you currently receiving medications from the jail staff?
No, sir.
Have you been treated at Metro Care before?
I have had appointments that I was not able to attend in the past.
You've had other, okay, you've had other treatment with other providers in Dallas County, though, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if you are released from jail, will you be going to Metro Care in order to receive treatment?
Yes, sir.
And will you be compliant with the medications you were prescribed when you were at Metro Care?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You know, you're going to be probably assessed a substance abuse evaluation in this case. Are you aware of that?
I am aware of that. Yes, sir.
Okay. And if the substance abuse evaluation recommends that you seek inpatient or outpatient treatment for substance abuse, are you representing to the court that you will comply with those recommendations?
Yes, sir.
Pass witness, Judge.
Does the state have any questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Wu, you have previously stated in your mental health statement that mental health assessment, that you received treatment in Medical City, Green Oaks, Garland Behavioral Hospital, Parkland, and Texas Health Presbyterian. What was that treatment for?
Unspecified disorder of adult personality and behavior, as well as bipolar, as well as ADHD, as well as I think aggressiveness or some sort of diagnosis.
Okay. And was this treatment inpatient or outpatient?
Inpatient treatment.
And how long was that inpatient treatment? If you can just give us an approximate.
I'm on an average of 10 days.
Okay. And what happened after? But after these 10 days, you were released. And then were you prescribed any medication?
Yes.
Did you take that medication?
I was not able to fill my medication at that time.
Why was that?
Indigent.
Were you homeless?
No, I just
Okay.
don't have lack of income at this time.
Okay. Do you have a previous work history? Would you be able to get a job to afford medication this time?
I'm trying to get a job. Yes, ma'am.
And where would you live if you got out of, once you finished your treatment at Metro Care?
Temporarily, I'm living with family and friends, but I'm trying to get my own housing at this time, but temporarily living with friends and family.
And where do they live?
Dallas and Coffin County, 20.
Okay. So that is where you plan to go after release from any sort of treatment in Metro Care.
Yes.
Okay. And currently you really don't have any means to pay for medication unless you're able to get a job after you receive treatment from Metro Care.
That's correct.
Do you have a car, Miss Wu?
I do. It's currently impounded, but
Okay.
so not at this time, no.
Okay. And do you have a cell phone?
I do, but it's with my friend, and he's currently I'm not able to access it, so I'm in the process of getting another one.
Okay. And have you lived with your family before?
Yes.
Okay. Are they supportive of you living at home with them?
Yes.
No further questions for this witness.
Anything else from the defendant?
Very briefly, Judge. Ms. Wu, your sister lives in, or you'll be living with your sister in part, is that correct?
Yes,
She has a vehicle?
yes,
Is she going to be able to transport you to and from medical appointments and court dates?
of course, yes.
Okay. No further questions, Judge.
Does Stay have any other questions?
No, Your Honor, no more questions for this witness.
Anything else from the defendant?
Just argument, Your Honor.
And does the state have anything else to offer?
Yes, Your Honor, just the defendant's criminal history.
Okay.
On January 28th, 2012, the defendant was arrested for theft of property, a Class B misdemeanor, and was sentenced to 6 months deferred adjudication. On 3/22/2019, the defendant was arrested for possession of controlled substance, County Group 1 in Dallas County. That case is currently pending. On July 25th, 2019, the defendant was arrested for a Class C liquor violation and cited for that. On August 4th, 2019, the defendant was arrested and convicted for criminal trespass and was sentenced to 30 days confinement. On April 25th, 2020, the defendant was cited for public lewdness in Dallas County. And on May 7th, 2020, the defendant was again cited for a Class C liquor violation. On August 2nd, 2020, the defendant was again cited for a Class C violation.
They escaped. Are they gonna? Huh?
Sorry, Judge. Hang on.
No worries.
Do y'all have to evacuate?
No, I'm waiting to hear what's going on.
Okay. You can keep reading stuff while we're
Okay, thank
listening to
you.
it.
On August 19th, 2020, the defendant was arrested for possession of controlled substance. Case is pending in Dallas. On October 8th, 2020, again arrested for possession of controlled substance. That case is pending in Dallas. And then we have the current offense, Your Honor.
Okay. Is that it?
That is it. State rest and close.
Any
Can
argument?
we-
from the state? Oh, we lost somebody.
Yeah, if we can mute. Argument from the defense, Judge? Or,
You just want her out, I understand.
okay.
What's the state's position?
Your Honor, we will defer to the court. However, we just will note that there are pending drug cases in Dallas that the defendant has, and that if she is released, we would request that she receive some sort of substance abuse treatment or random urine analysis in order to make sure she's not using.
Well, and I am going to give her a PR bond, and that is a condition of all the PR bonds that we will drug test you. And every time you see me, you're going to get drug tested, okay? And so I'm assuming the alarm's still going off there, but you'll be coming to see me once a month. You'll call Tony every week. You'll be randomly drug tested. And if anything's in your system that's not supposed to be in your system, you'll be put back in jail, okay? And did you want to tell her something, Tony? Tell her anything else?
Aaron, I'm going to call your sister about getting you out, picking you up this evening, okay? And then also, I need you to call me tomorrow. When you get released, you'll get a folder, and in that folder will be my card. So call me tomorrow, no matter what, so that we can make sure that we comply with everything the judge wants you to do, okay?
Yes, Ms. Fox, thank you.
And you'll see me once a month. Right now, as long as you're talking to Tony, we'll decide whether or not you need to come in person or not. But basically, you come see me once a month, and that's when we'll drug test you, okay?
Yes, Judge Baxter,
All right. Good luck. Thank y'all.
thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm done?
Yes.
All right, so we need to bring in Catherine, is that right? Are you Mr. Smith?
Yes, sir.
Good. All right. This is 401-2184-2021, Zetex versus Jonathan Carl Smith. And did you want to call your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, if you would raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm testimony about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Jonathan, the hearing today is for the judge to decide whether he's going to give you a mental health bond with certain terms and conditions, or whether you'll stay in jail unless you post a normal bond. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Fox investigated, and you don't qualify for inpatient treatment, but you do qualify for outpatient treatment and a methadone treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I want to go over a couple things. On the 19th, a doctor came to see you and a licensed therapist came to see you, and you refused to talk to them. Tell me about that. Why'd you refuse to talk to them?
I do not remember that.
Okay. That's 10 days ago. Let's break it down and make it simple. What mental health diagnoses have you received in the past?
A couple. The most notable one is major depressive disorder.
Okay. And do you understand if you're released, there's going to be certain terms and conditions? Number one is going to be that you have to get treatment for that major depressive disorder. Otherwise, you could just sit in jail. If you're just going to be severely depressed, there's no better place than jail to be severely depressed. You feel me?
I understand.
Okay, so you're going to have to go to treatment. Does that sound fair?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Okay, you're going to have to go through treatment for your meth addiction. Does that seem fair?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're going to have to contact that lady, the really pretty one in the upper right-hand screen that's waving. You're going to have to burn her phone up once a week. Does that seem fair?
Absolutely.
And you're going to have to appear in front of the judge, Judge Baxter, who's also on screen, once a month. If you don't follow those rules, what happens to you?
Go to jail.
Okay, and do you stay in jail or do you get another chance?
As far as I know, you stay in jail.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Are you serious about getting treatment for both drugs and mental health?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you have a place to stay. It will be with your parents. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's in McKinney, Texas, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you're allowed out on a PR mental health bond, your mom's going to take you to Life Path, and you're going to need to get that done within a week of getting out. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you prepared to do all of this? And are you asking the judge to give you a chance on a mental health bond?
Absolutely. Please.
Okay. And you're going to have to cooperate with Life Path. If Life Path lets Ms. Fox know that you chose not to speak with them, like you did with the doctor, and you'll come back to jail. Make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then the judge is going to say, I told you so, and I'm going to be embarrassed, and you'll be in jail. Right?
Right.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Any questions from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Smith, in your mental health assessment, you said you received outpatient treatment and Metro Care and Life Path while you were previously incarcerated. When was that?
It's in the past. I can't pinpoint the exact year. Memory's not all that great. But I've received treatment at both places through at Metro Care while I was on parole. It was a parole requirement to receive those services. And at Metro or Life Path, it was this treatment that I sought out for myself want to say maybe as early as 2009.
Okay, and when did you follow up with that treatment
With which one? Metro.
with MetroCare or LifePath? I know you said it was a part of your parole. When that was over, did you follow up with that?
I moved here to McKinney. It was just, it's been within a month since my parole has ended. And I went right before I got arrested to follow up with MedPro to get help. And then I got arrested.
And were you prescribed any medications while you were receiving treatment from MetroCare or LifePath?
Yes, ma'am.
And
As
did
far
you,
as, I'm sorry, I wouldn't be able to recall what medications they were. I cannot remember.
that's okay. Did you continue to take those medications when you no longer were required to by the court?
Yeah, I did. Until I couldn't afford them, or either A, got locked up or moved.
Okay. And kind of what your attorney, Ms. Haywood, had kind of just stated, you were referred to the jail psychiatrist, but you refused to talk to them. Is that right?
I guess, yeah, yes, ma'am.
And you don't remember ever talking to them?
No, I know I was in a room and people were coming up to the door. To be honest, I was just sleeping and didn't want to be bothered. I didn't know it was anybody of significant importance coming up to try to. I didn't know who I was trying to. I didn't know who was coming to talk to me. I just wanted to get up.
But you reported on April 20th, which was just 9 days ago, that you weren't experiencing any sort of psychiatric symptoms. Is that right?
I remember reporting that I didn't want any medication for withdrawals.
Okay. And Mr. Smith, you stated that you have major depressive disorder. Is that correct?
Yes.
And I know this is a personal question, but I just kind of want to make sure that you're safe. Have you ever attempted any sort of self-harm?
Yeah. Yes.
And was any of that recent?
No. I'm wanting to say no. Not
Okay.
that.
And is that a concern that you have if you are released, that, if you don't follow with your medications, that you might resort to that kind of harm?
I want to. No, it's not that a choice that I make. It's
Right.
So I want to say no.
Okay, but you're not experiencing any of those thoughts or right now, right?
No, absolutely not.
You said that you were going to live with your mom when you are released. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Have you lived with her before?
Temporarily, yes.
Okay. And at the time of this offense, when you were arrested, which was just, you said, about a month after you got released on parole, where you were found in an intersection, were you homeless?
No. I wasn't homeless. When I moved from Dallas to here, family was helping out, but I was in the process of looking for a rental place to move to. And I was
Okay.
just in the middle of that transition. But no, I wasn't homeless. That day was kind of weird to me. I don't remember at all what happened that day.
Okay. And do you have a cell phone?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you'll have a method, a means to check in with the court?
Yes, ma'am. I'll be living like a block away from the courthouse.
Okay. And no further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Anything else from the defendant?
No, Your Honor.
Rest?
Rest.
Anything else from the state?
No, Your Honor, just the defendant's criminal history.
Okay.
On August 18th, 2003, the defendant was convicted of assault bodily injury to a family member. And eventually his probation was revoked. On November 12th, 2004, he was sentenced to 30 days confinement. On October 11th, 2004, the defendant was convicted of fail to ID a fugitive, and he was sentenced to 20 days confinement. On October 17th, 2012, the defendant was convicted of theft of property, Class A misdemeanor, was sentenced to 120 days confinement. On September 12th, 2013, the defendant was convicted of credit card or debit card abuse of the elderly, And then his probation was revoked and he was sentenced to 3 years confinement in Huntsville. I mean, there were 2 counts of that. And then also he was convicted of fail to ID as a part of that same transaction. On August 10th, 2014, the defendant was convicted of theft of property and was sentenced to 12 days confinement. And then we have the current offense, Your Honor.
Any, you close?
Yes, Your Honor, we closed, just argument.
What's the state's argument?
Your Honor, we are opposed to mental health bond at this time. We truly believe that the defendant is not a good candidate for a mental health bond. Just previously, a month after getting off of parole, the defendant was arrested again for this offense. We are concerned that if he is released and he does any sort of, we're weary of his ability to complete outpatient treatment and to follow up with any sort of medications that the court will suggest. His criminal history his criminal history suggests that we will probably see him here again in just a couple of months. And so for those reasons, we oppose.
Well, I kind of agree with you, but I kind of want to give him a shot at a little bit of mental health treatment. He's probably never had that. And so let's get him on a mental health bond and get him into Life Path and see if they can help him. We'll know pretty quickly whether it's going to work or not. And if it's not going to work, then you obviously understand you're going back to jail, and we'll just have you sit in jail until your case is taken care of. But as long as you're out of jail, you'll be working to make your life a little bit better. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr.
You've got to call Tony every week. Tony's the lady on the screen right there waving to you. You've got to come see me once a month. When you come see me, you'll be drug tested. So expect to have that happen. If you have anything in your system that's not supposed to be there, you'll wind up back in jail also, okay?
Yes, sir.
But Tony will explain to you what she's expecting from you, and then yeah, I'm on. All right?
Thank you.
Will you seal the record, Your Honor?
Sure.
Very great job, Claire.
Jonathan,
Very
listen,
good
when you
job.
get released, you'll have a folder in your property. Inside that folder will be my card. And I need you to call me tomorrow so we can make sure that we get everything going as quickly as possible within that 7 days, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, so don't forget, call me tomorrow so we can make sure that everything is working right.
All right, thank you.
I will see you soon. Make sure you make your phone calls every week, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Fisher.
Good luck. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chelsea.
Sorry, I gotta wait for you.
Thank you.